Pinagsamantalahan daw at pinatay sa bugbog.
Pinaimbestigahan ng DFA o Department of Foreign Affairs ang pagkamatay ng isang domestic helper sa Jeddah sa Saudi Arabia.
Lapnos ang balat, halos butot balat na at hindi na makakita ng maayos.
Isang OFW ang namatay sa Jordan matapos pagmalupitan ng kanyang amo.
Patay naman ang isang Pinay domestic helper sa Saudi Arabia matapos mahulog sa ika-6 na palapag ng gusaling pinagtatrabahuan niya.
Umalis papuntang Kuwait na puno ng pangarap pero bumalik dito sa Pilipinas na isa ng bangkay.
Abuse, maltreatment, exploitation. These are the harsh realities faced by Filipino domestic helpers abroad. They go to other countries in the search of a better future, with promises of better income and regular hours, working as housekeepers or nannies to send money back home to their own families. But for many of them, the reality is shockingly different. Around 2.2 million Filipinos work abroad as household service workers. Currently, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is the top destination for Filipino household service workers with 107,298 people. It is followed by Kuwait with 57,726, Hong Kong with 41,925, and Qatar with 22,877. But why do they continue to take their chances overseas despite the countless reports of maltreatment abroad? It usually boils down to one thing: family. For them, the sometimes brutal conditions and the hide and seek with police overseas are outweighed by the need to provide for their families at home. Let's now listen to the story of Rizalyn, one of the numerous Filipinos who have worked abroad, hoping for a better future.
I'm Rizalyn, 34 years old. I'm from Maynila and I went to Saudi Arabia as an OFW in 2009. It was my first time to work abroad. I did that for my 3-year-old son. I was offered to work as domestic helper for an old couple when I first came to the house. I realized it was too big for me. It was too big for me to clean up alone. My employers always left the house, so I was always alone. I was forbidden to leave the house and to tell anyone else. It was like an isolation for me. But later, the husband of my employer started staying at home. His wife was still going somewhere every day, but he was staying with me. It was really awkward. I noticed he was staring at me sometimes when I was doing my job. Once he came close to me and wanted to hug, I was scared of this and pushed him back, running away. Another time, he tried to kiss me. I realized that I don't want to stay with him in one room alone. I tried to avoid him, but it was too difficult. Once he came into the room and locked the door after himself, I started thinking about the ways I could escape him and started talking about Quran and Allah. It helped, and he was really ashamed of his actions. But it was quite a signal for me that I should leave. I asked my employer if I could terminate the contract, but she said that I still had to work for them for more months. This was too long period of time for me. Besides, my employer's husband already started assaulting me verbally. He was angry at me and he tried to get revenge on me in any way. My life in Riyadh became even worse. I feared for myself. I was realizing that his verbal assaults may become physical soon, so I decided to leave them. I was lucky because I had contacts of another Filipina maid in Riyadh. I contacted her and asked for help. She helped me to move to Dubai and get an office job there. I have been working for 6 months in that way. After that, I came back to the Philippines.
How did it all come to this? How come so many Filipino workers get exploited overseas? How come they are so deprived of labor rights? Human trafficking and illegal recruitment are the main culprits. Human trafficking is one of the serious problems in the Philippines, particularly for victims like domestic helpers. Those affected are greatly exposed to discrimination, sexual abuse, deprivation of labor rights, and other physical maltreatment. Recruiters frequently offer a promising job and a faster processing of papers. Regardless of what assistance these recruiters offer, their primary goal is to charge their clients as high as possible. Usually, aspiring overseas Filipino workers can be easily persuaded because of the large sums of money which they can earn abroad. There are a few things that people can do to ensure that they don't become victims of human trafficking and illegal recruitment, such as making sure that their job vacancies, recruitment offices, and overseas employers have records from the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration. How about the Philippine government? What are they doing about this issue? Here is a news clip discussing the issue.
Target ng Duterte administration na magkaroon ng sariling kagawaran ng mga overseas Filipino worker bago matapos ang taong 2019. Ayon kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, nais niyang mapasa ilalim sa supervision at control ng Department of OFWs ang mga recruitment agency sa bansa. Ginawa ng punong ehekutibo ang pahayag sa araw ng pasasalamat para sa mga OFW sa Camp Aguinaldo noong nakalipas na Biyernes.
Kaya apurahin ko yung Department of OFW. Bawal na ang recruitment sa abroad, sa labas. Kung gusto nila, dyan sila maglagay ng mesa. So under the supervision of government at walang horrendous charges. Hindi ako papayag ng ganon. Pag natayo yan,
layo nitong magkaroon ng ahensyang tututok sa pangailangan ng mga OFW. Dagdag pa nito, nais niyang mabuo ang framework para dito sa ikalawang linggo ng Agosto. Ayon naman kay Senador Bongo, posible ang target na December ng Pangulo na maitatag ang Department of OFWs. Ito ay lalo na't nakapagpasa na ito ng panukala sa Senado at tiwalang susuportahan din sa mababang kapulungan ng Kongreso.
I think it's possible at doable naman po by December po ito. Maybe the President will certify urgent at ang gusto mangyari ni Presidente ay maiwasan po ang illegal recruitment or maging biktima po ng mga illegal recruiters po.
Bukod dito, nagbabala rin ang Pangulo laban sa mga illegal na recruitment agencies.
kaya kayong mga recruitment, bilang talagang araw nila. Pag hindi ko kayo nadala, pag hindi ko kayo nadala sa usapan na maganda, brasuhan tayo. Pag nagbrasuhan tayo, kayo ang matatalo. Sigurado.
Rosa Licoz, UNTV, News and Rescue, Philippines.
Last year, President Duterte ordered a total deployment ban of Filipino workers to Kuwait after the gruesome death of Joanna Daniela Demafelis, whose body was found in a Kuwaiti apartment freezer.
President Duterte has ordered a total deployment ban of Filipino workers to Kuwait. That ban comes after the gruesome death of OFW Joanna Daniela Demafelis.
Pursuant to that directive of the President, we will be issuing an administrative order to ban, totally ban deployment of our OFWs to Kuwait. Yung ban will cover all who were later maltreated.
Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III also says 2,500 Filipinos in Kuwait are ready to be repatriated. The first batch of around 800 are already home.
This morning, as a result of our meeting, we created a task force to handle the repatriation of our OFWs in Kuwait, pursuant to the directive of the President, to repatriate them within 72 hours. Then we also came up with another task force. They will handle the assessment. They will go to Middle East, February 20, to visit our OFWs there and find out their condition. And at the same time, find out how we can be of assistance to them.
Bello also assures the repatriated workers' government will help them look for jobs. He says they may be deployed to other countries like China or Russia.
After this, a new agreement between the Philippines and Kuwait was signed, and President Duterte lifted his ban on workers traveling to Kuwait.
Thank you po.
Meron ng pinirmahan, may nilagdaan na MOU. This will provide the optimum and the maximum protection for our workers in Kuwait.
Normal na po ang samahan ng Philippines at Kuwait. Ang inaantay lang po talaga ng parehong panig ay yung paglagda ng Memorandum of Agreement. And yung paglagda pong yan ay senyales na we have both agreed to move on with our relationship at we have both learned from the experience. And the experience will make our friendship and ties with Kuwait even stronger.
Miss Maria Sheila Atibatos. Pato ako ng bola sa mukha ng mga can na Pepsi. Binabato ko sa mukha ko. Dumudugo po yung ulo ko sa pamamalo po nila. Nagkakapasa po ako doon. Tinitiis ko lang para sa pamilya ko. Pero nung hindi ko na po kaya, nag-ano po ako na tumaka. Hiling ko po kanina, hindi po ako parang random po na hindi po ako makakalabas po sa immigration. Buti na lang po, sabi ko, nag-pray na lang po ako. Sabi ko, Lord, I trust you. Sabi ko po sa mga Panginoon. Kaya po, eto po, andito na po ako sa Pilipinas. Ang saya-saya ko po, makikita ko na po ang pamilya ko.
However, another incident this year has the president looking into reintroducing a ban on domestic workers traveling to work in Kuwait after the apparent murder of Constance Lago Dayag in the country.
Hinihintay na lamang ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang rekomendasyon ni Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello bago mag-utos ng deployment ban muli ang Pilipinas sa Kuwait. Ito ang naging pahayag ni Presidential Spokesperson Sal Panelo matapos isa na namang OFW ang namatay habang nasa pangangalaga ng kanyang employer. Dead on arrival sa isang ospital ang OFW na si Constancia Dayag dahil sa umano'y pambubugbog at abusong sexual. Sinabi rin ni Panelo na dahil sa nangyari kay Dayag, maaaring repasuhin ng Pilipinas ang Memorandum of Understanding o MOU nito sa Kuwait. Pinirmahan ng dalawang bansa ang kasunduan noong nakaraang taon at naglalayon dapat itong protektahan ang mga OFW laban sa pang-aabuso sa Kuwait.
I think we should because according to Secretary Bello, there has been a breach in the agreement signed by the two countries. We will wait for the report of Secretary Bello regarding this incident.
Kaugnay niyan, makakausap natin ngayon sa linya ng ating telepono si Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, Sec.
Magandang umaga po naman.
I know you're in Washington right now, no? Marami pong salamat sa pagkuha sa aming tawag. Sec, what do we know now of the death of Constancia Lago Dayag?
Well, the investigation, mukhang sayang na ang tawan ni si Constancia Dayag is Domo Isabela, which is about 7 kilometers away from my hometown. Ngayon, yung kanyang bangkay, mga contusions and hematoma.
May hematoma and contusions yung kanyang katawan.
Opo, yung katawan niya, opo. Ngayon, meron din katotohanan yung sa balita na yung pepino o cucumber ay hindi naman yung sa loob na ipas kung kanyang hita.
May natagpaang pipino o cucumber sa kanyang hita.
Opo.
Hindi po ba tinakbo siya sa ospital and she was dead on arrival on the hospital? Tama po ba?
Apparently, when she was brought to the hospital, patay na siya. Kasi parang nasa stage of composition na. Dahil nila, mabilis daw ang decomposition ng katawan dahil mainit ang panahon. Anyway, iniintay natin yung complete result ng autopsy, Cherry. In the meantime, medyo naman I was consoled by the fact na ang Kuwaiti government did some homework. Unang-una, pinaresto nila yung employer ni Ms. Tayag. Itong ang first name lang niya, alam ko, Hussein. To me, I'm a little bit satisfied with that initial move from the Kuwaiti government. Kaya nga nung una, medyo I came up with a very strong word dahil kailangan ng reaksyon. Kailangan ng reaction from them. After a gruesome crime is committed, I was expecting na agad-agad may reaction ng Kuwaiti government. Kaya I came up with a strong reaction. But now that they came up with a definite action against the employer, ay medyo napotseluan natin yung aking error decision.
When will all of this end? We don't know. But hopefully, the government and the Filipino people will open their eyes to the injustices faced by domestic workers abroad so that change for the better can happen.